Okay, so episode 4 of Let's Talk About It. So today, Bella is by herself. And today I'm going to speak about a subject that has been coming up a lot lately. And the subject has been men being gold diggers. I'm pretty sure this is a subject that a lot of people don't want to talk about because they don't want to be honest. And unfortunately, we're going to be honest today. So, to be honest with you, I really think that some men are gold diggers, just like some women are gold diggers. It shouldn't be just on the women being called gold diggers and saying that, oh, well, she's trying to get my money. She's trying to get my money. Do you know how many men is out here running in these streets, fucking to get a place to live, waiting for the girls' taxes to come, getting girls to co-sign on vehicles. I mean, honestly, think about it. I know we try to act like that's not the case, but we know that's the case. And unfortunately, don't get it twisted. There's definitely female gold diggers, and we're not going to act like that's not the case because we know that's the case. But and today we're talking about mainly the men. So I was watching this podcast and it was just a clip and they were talking and he asked a woman about men and she said one of the biggest misconceptions is that women are the only one that are gold diggers and men don't care about how much you make. This is not true. The only men that really don't care about how much you make are the men that already have their own, that already have big money coming in. And even some of them would like you. And now those ones I wouldn't necessarily say they're gold diggers, but they're looking to make sure you have your own so you don't try to grab theirs. But that misconception of men not caring about how much a female makes, we really have to stop that because that's not true. It really isn't. For some men that are making millions and billions, of course that's true. They don't care because why would they care? They have the means to cover anything that you do not have. So of course. But now the other ones, like I said, will rather find out if you have your own bread to make sure you stay out of theirs. So now don't get me wrong. Those particular men, I'm not mad at because why not protect yourself? I mean, honestly, why not? But now for the ones that are gold digging and don't have their own and looking for women that have their own so they could get a piece, those I'm not okay with. Same thing for women. If you're looking for a man just because he has money or looking for a man that has money so he can take care of you, you dead ass wrong. You dead ass wrong. What you should be doing is taking that energy, that insight, that hard work and take it to an actual place of business. And if you don't want to work for someone, create your own business. Especially these days, you could do it for free. So, like I said, there are definitely ones out there that are looking for a come up off of females. I was watching the Joe Budden podcast. He has a new one called Podwives. And with the Podwives, he had a couple on there where it was a Polish woman and a black man. And they asked them, when y'all get married, they asked him first, do you want to, prenup? He was like, what? No, I don't want a prenup. Now, mind you, before he said that, he goes, Dr. Umar said it best. Now, mind you, Dr. Umar don't agree with interracial dating, but go off. He is. Black women aren't willing to build a man. They want you to come already pieced together and have your together from A to Z. And I was like, oh, okay. No, no, no. Last time I checked, Black women were one of the ones that was willing to build up their Black man. To actually date a man for potential instead of dating him, not saying you should, but dating him for his potential instead of what they see in front of him. And putting time, energy, and money into men. And I see women out there waiting outside their jobs, waiting for their man to come to pull up in their vehicle. Did he put gas in it? 9 times out of 10, he didn't. So, back to the conversation that he was having with Joe, because Joe was the one that asked. So after him saying that, he goes, yeah, so no, I would not get a prenup. Absolutely not. She got more money than me anyways. Okay. So she's sitting there quiet. Yeah, okay. And as soon as they asked her, would you get a prenup? She said, hell yeah, I'll get a prenup. I have money before him from my last marriage, and he can't touch that because it came from the father of my children. So that money will go to them. And any assets that I got from that marriage and that divorce will go to them. He can't touch that. And he looks at her so confused, like, what? What? I can't have your money? And she's like, no, hell no. And Joe's like, what? What if he needed it? And even he says, what if I needed it for something? First of all, you're a grown-ass man. Being that she has more money than you, that should make you strive and work hard to match her energy. That's first and foremost. That's one thing that I really wish men would understand. If it makes you feel some type of way, first of all, that a woman makes more than you, you probably should grind. Second of all, if you period see that she makes more than you, that should, motivate you. Yeah, baby, let's get some money together. And it seems like that's what they're doing, getting money together. But he was so confused on, how dare you not give me some of the money? What? Yeah, you worked hard talking all that shit about black women. We got astray for no reason. For absolutely no reason. As much as time and energy and money that we have put into men, because he may have been going through a hard time, because he may have a situation, I don't understand why we had to, get that straight. And we got that straight, then turn around, you got shot. So how did that feel? Ah! Yeah, just learn, like, we really, honestly, we can even take race out of it. Women and men, we honestly need to stop going back and forth, fighting each other. Oh, well, men. Oh, well, women. Oh, well, men. Oh, well, women. We really have to stop that, because at the end of the day, do we not have to collab together to make children, to make marriages and relationships work? Because if not, we're not going to be making people. People's going to run out. Like, we're printers that make people, we print out people. So, and we need each other to make them. So why fight each other? For what? What are we fighting for? Y'all just falling into the bush just to have something to fucking talk about. And that's ridiculous. So please, take your energy and do something productive with it instead of trying to fight each other. But back to what I was saying. Now, mind you, everything that he was saying, this was in front of, it was only one, but there was still a black woman in the room. And she had to catch a stray. For what? For what? just to play into your narrative to make yourself feel better because your girl got more money than you? That makes no sense whatsoever. Because at the end of the day, other than the money that y'all make together, you will not be touching that money. That's hers and her baby's money. So you should probably mind your damn business and keep your hands to yourself. I just don't understand that. That is crazy to me. For us to sit here and say, oh, men don't gold dig. What? Don't gold dig. It's just the men you choosing. Okay, so if men don't gold dig, how is there men for us to choose that gold dig? What? That doesn't make sense. You see how that contradicts itself? Huh? You're contradicting yourself. That makes no sense whatsoever. So, like I said, we both, women and men, gold dig. And at the end of the day, stop digging gold, someone else's, and go make your own goddamn gold. Stop playing games with life. Period, point blank. That is what it is. That's it, that's all. Okay, now, next subject. Ooh, this one is a kind of crazy. So, people talk about marriage and they talk bad about marriage, right? And it's unfortunate on how things are playing out and how, marriage is being shown. Prime example, Cardi B and Offset. They are having one of the messiest divorces, but not one time did we see anybody between the two of them say that they actually signed the divorce papers. Nobody's focusing on the divorce. They just focusing on being toxic as hell. At this point, it's not Cardi being toxic. It's Offset. For a man to sit here and say, after they broke up, I didn't want to be with you anyways. Everybody could tell. Everybody knew I didn't want to be with you. That's why I kept cheating on you and doing you like I did. For real? So if that's the case, why you keep calling her phone, leaving messages of you and your girl, saying suicidal things, and getting upset when she with somebody else? I thought you ain't want her. Trying to afterwards. Now the fucking part, you ain't gotta want a person to really fuck them. I ain't gonna lie to you. You ain't gotta want to be with them just to fuck them. I'm not gonna play like that's the case. So just because a man want to fuck you don't mean he want to be with you. But when you talk about suicide and carrying on, what is that for? I thought you didn't want her. What? You acting out, trying to get hope from fake ass doctors, and that's why she outed you. What? 6 months later? Dude, please. When you do that much dirt, sometimes when they finally leave you, it's just your best bet to let it go. Because like you said, everybody knew you didn't want her. Everybody knew you didn't want her, right? So if everybody knew you didn't want her, then why are you wasting your energy on this? It doesn't make sense. You trying to get help from that fake ass doctor, Dr. Cheyenne. And we know she fake, a fake ass doctor. She up here giving y'all advice. And y'all listening to that shit. And if you actually listen to what she says, she's telling you that she doesn't even do those things in her own relationship, in her past relationship. She hasn't even tried them out for herself. So if you haven't tried these things out for yourself, how do you even know that they fucking work? Get your ass off the goddamn internet. Just lying to people. Just say you're a life coach. You don't have to lie. And then on top of it, if you really are a doctor, you telling the internet and telling in an interview that someone wanted to be your patient, It's counterproductive for your business. That's first and foremost, because who would want to, oh yeah, let me get some help from Dr. Cheyenne, even though she might tell everybody. What? No, that doesn't sound logical to me at all. Second of all, as a doctor, isn't it illegal to tell people's business? Isn't it illegal? Meh. I'm trying to understand. So, playing games. So, once again, we always see this toxic portrayal of marriage. And not all marriage is toxic that way. It's just all about who you pick. Don't get married just because y'all been together for 100 years and that's the next step. No. Don't get married, because he got bread and I want some. Or she got bread and I want some. No. And definitely don't get married for the kids. All of these reasons, or even because the person is attractive, okay? So, if you do any of these things and get married for any of these reasons, 9 times out of 10, that marriage is not going to last. Because you didn't do it for the right reasons. Seriously. So, and I am speaking from a point of view of a married person. I've been married for 5 years now. And granted, no one is perfect, because no one is perfect. And everybody has their own issues. But marriage is not a bad thing. I'm not going to lie. I've gotten more blessings, more business opportunities. I make more money now than I've ever made in my entire goddamn life. And it's all because I took that plunge with my person. That person that made me happy, that made me whole. Oh, trust and believe. It was my 5th time getting proposed to, but at the same time, when you know, you know. I married him within 4 months of meeting him. And I know you guys are going to be like, what? But yeah, here we are 5 years later. Nothing's perfect, like I said. But at the same time, I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't choose anyone else as my significant other and then do this life with. So like I said, if you get married for the right reasons, it can actually be something happy. It's something joyful. Something that you can build together, experience things together, just enjoy life together, you know? Like, show your kids what it's like to love each other and to be loved like you should. You know? Show them what it's like so they know that one day they could be happy with someone. And let them know, first and foremost, you need to be happy within yourself. Sorry about text messages. You have to be happy within yourself before you get married. And that's before you get in any relationship. Because if you aren't happy within yourself, you're going to be looking for that other person to make you happy. And if you're not happy within yourself, they would be just, honestly, fighting an uphill battle. They'll be fighting you to love you. So if you can heal as much as you can, or if y'all can heal together before you guys go too far, I recommend that 100%. And granted, sometimes you get into that relationship and you get into that marriage. That may be your person, but y'all still have to grow because y'all didn't get a chance to 100% grow before you got into it. And it's possible. It's going to be hard. It takes work. But it's possible. It's possible to be happy with someone. It's possible to be loved. It's possible to be in a relationship with someone that you don't have to get over. Oh, they cheated on me. Yeah. No. Everybody's relationship is not that. It's possible to get into a healthy marriage and a healthy relationship if you're willing to do the work. And don't try to change anyone. It's hard, because I'm the type of person that try to, hey, yeah, I see you over there. You know what you should do? I'm one of them people. And I realize you cannot change anyone. That's who they are. So you just have to love them for who they are. And if you can't love them for who that person is, because you have to think of it to yourself before you take that dive. If this person stays the same for the rest of our goddamn lives, am I going to be able to deal with this? It's important. Because if you can't deal with it, how in the world are you going to spend the rest of your life with that person? Makes sense, huh? It's very logical, and it's really not hard. They just make it seem like, oh, it's too much. You just have to be patient. That was one of my hardest things, of being patient. Actually, him and I both. And we had to learn to be patient. Now, as far as the relationship and the way it went and how fast we got married, no one forced anything. No one was pressing anybody out. Was no pressure. It was actually, how they say, go with the flow. We actually went with the flow. And we just did what felt right when it felt right. No questions. And since we've been together, we've been doing the work to make sure we keep it together. And for the both of us, to be honest with you, this is the first relationship that made us actually want to stay. It's not like I gotta force myself to stay because we got kids. No, we don't have any children together. The only child we have is the one that he biologically created, and I did not. And I love her like she's my own because that's my baby. But we just made it work. It's not hard. It's really not that hard. Like I said, it can be hard, but not continuously. It's not continuously. If it's really that hard where you have to force it, that's not your person. That is not your person. And unfortunately, guys, I love you. But if a man tells you over and over for years and years and years, well, it's because I ain't got the money. Oh, because we got to do this, or I got to do that. All that good stuff. I have to be honest with you, shawty. You're not his wife. You're not his wife. And for the women that are proposing to their man, you're not his wife. Because when you're his wife, there will be no questions. And he will do it without you forcing, without you asking and requesting. All you gotta do is tell a man, hey, this is what I want to get married one day. This is what I want. And that's it. You don't have to be, hey, when you gonna marry me, nickel? Because at this point, you're being masculine. If he wants a masculine person, he would be with a man. Stop trying to be a man all your damn life. Y'all talk about soft girl life. Soft girl life is allowing a man to be a man. So, and that's in every way. Rather it's proposing to you, seeing if you are his wife. You have to give him the room to do so. Because if you force a man to marry you, trust and believe, baby doll, after some years, he gonna resent you for it. Because 9 times out of 10, you not his wife. Like I said, I've been proposed to 5 times. It took me 5 times to, okay, this him. Yeah, this him right here. He proposed to me on Christmas Day. Christmas night, actually. 3 days before my birthday. And we were married within 5 days of that. No games. We met in August of 2019 and were married by 12/30/19. So, Please, y'all, stop forcing stuff. Y'all thinking that, oh, if I force him to do it, he'll do it. That's you being masculine. I hope y'all know that. That's being masculine. Please let him do it. I never forget one time I was talking to this man, knowing this wasn't my husband. Knowing this wasn't my husband. This was years ago when I was a youngin', in my early 20s. Thinking like, I said to him, if I propose to you, what would you say? And he said, what? No. And I said, what? He said, no, it's not because I don't want to marry you. It's because that's my position. That's for me to do, not for you to do. You are just supposed to accept the ring and say, yes, that's it. So when I see y'all getting down on y'all knees to propose to a man, it's crazy. The only time you should be getting on your knees is to take care of that man, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to say, because, don't know who's going to watch this, but listen, you know what I mean. So please, 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 stop trying to be masculine. Let him do it. And if he doesn't do it, stop with the, oh, I'm going to have his baby, then he going to marry me. Stop. Don't do that. First and foremost, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like I said, proposed to 5 times. Have no children. I have no biological children. I didn't have to have a man's child to make him propose to me. Multiple. All I did was be me and take care of him like he should have been taken care of. That's it. And the only reason I know how to be a wife and how to take care of my man properly is because I had an old school mama. She had us late in life, almost 40 years old. Okay? And she taught us, well, me, I was the only girl. She taught me to take care of home. Always got your own bread. Always got your own money. Always get your own money, baby. And stay a woman. You don't have to be a man. My mom was the most feminine woman I've ever met my entire life. Even being a single mother. I don't think I've ever seen that woman be masculine in her whole entire life. I don't think so. And that's up until she was 70 and passed away from this earth. Never did I see her be a masculine woman. Even when she would get upset and feel some type of way, she wasn't being masculine. She did it in a feminine way. Even nagging. She did it in a feminine way. It was never, oh, you better. It was never that. Man, I'm trying to, can you? It was more like that. It wasn't, oh, nigga, you need to blah, 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 blah. That's masculine. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's some men that got a kink for that. But if he doesn't, why would he want that? Honestly. I wouldn't want that from a man. And he's masculine. And that's masculine. And I wouldn't want it from him. So why would any man want that? Just like we out in this world and have to go through so much, they are literally raised and taught to be sacrificers. Like to sacrifice themselves for us. That's all they're taught. When you walking on the sidewalk, make sure you walk on the outside just in case the car jumped the curb and it hits you, not her. If somebody pull out a gun, somebody try to attack her, you sacrifice yourself. What can you do? Provide. I'm sorry. As a woman, I feel bad for them. I honestly feel bad for them. And honestly, I try to tell my husband all the time, I don't love you because of what you do for me or you protecting me. I love you because of how you love me. And I'm going to end this episode today, y'all. That's how I'm going to end it. Stay loved and happy. Good night.